Today is September 11th, a reflective day for our nation's memory as we pay tribute to those who lost their lives on an attack on America 24 years ago. People all over the country are reacting to the shooting that claimed the life on political activist Charlie Kirk and another tragic shooting at a Colorado high school. Flags are at half-staff today in honor of conservative activist Charlie Kirk, an order made by President Trump. Kirk was shot and killed Wednesday while speaking at Utah Valley University. As of Thursday morning, authorities are still looking for the shooter, who fired once from the roof of a building in what is being called a targeted assassination. Videos on social media have depicted a person on a rooftop in the area, which BBC reports is 142 yards away from where Kirk was speaking with people on campus. No others were reportedly injured by the gunfire. Kirk often held gatherings on campuses in America and was the founder of Turning Point USA. Kirk was on the first stop of his American comeback tour. Kirk was 31 and leaves behind his wife, Erica, and 2 children. President Donald Trump posted on social media about Kirk's death at 4:40 p.m. Hours later on Wednesday night, Trump addressed the nation from the Oval Office.
To my great fellow Americans, I am filled with grief and anger at the heinous assassination of Charlie Kirk on a college campus in Utah. Charlie inspired millions, and tonight, all who knew him and loved him are united in shock and horror. Charlie was a patriot who devoted his life to the cause of open debate and the country that he loved so much, the United States of America. He fought for liberty, democracy, justice, and the American people. He's a martyr for truth and freedom, and there's never been anyone who was so respected by youth. Charlie was also a man of deep, deep faith, and we take comfort in the knowledge that he is now at peace with God in heaven. Our prayers are with his wife, Erica, the 2 young, beloved children, and his entire family, who he loved more than anything in the world. We ask God to watch over them in this terrible hour of heartache and pain. This is a dark moment for America. Charlie Kirk traveled the nation, joyfully engaging with everyone interested in good faith debate. His mission was to bring young people into the political process, which he did better than anybody ever, to share his love of country and to spread the simple words of common sense. On campuses nationwide, he championed his ideas with courage, logic, humor, and grace.
To understand the impact of this tragedy on our community, we now go to the campus of App State University, where our Trey Blake is standing by.
Appreciate that, Ella. It's a sunny and crisp day here in Boone, and as App State students look to go back to their own personal normal after a whirlwind day that was yesterday, I'm here with Rachel Outlaw. Rachel, political beliefs aside, what is your view on what happened yesterday?
I personally don't believe on what he stands on or him as a person, but I don't think anybody should have gotten shot or killed based on their beliefs. I mean, it's our First Amendment right that we have freedom of speech regardless. And even though I don't stand on what he stands on, I do feel for his wife and his kids and anybody that was there that saw the event happen. Back to you, Ella.
Thank you, Trey. To get more perspective on what happened and how it affects us in the high country of North Carolina, we bring in our own Chris Moody, who is a lecturer at App State in journalism and a former reporter for CNN. Chris, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
This is huge nationwide news. How does this impact small mountain towns like the high country or other universities?
Well, you're right. This is a national story that affects all of us. Charlie Kirk was a national figure, a conservative opinion maker, commentator on the news, and somebody who went to college campuses around the country to discuss major issues from his perspective. He would give students an opportunity to ask questions and give their opinion, and then he would engage in debate. This is what universities are in part for. They, especially public universities, these are places for the public to come and to learn and to engage in discussion. And for something as tragic as this to happen really breaks the social fabric of what we are trying to create at a university, a place of open discussion, open-mindedness, where people can disagree, but not disagreeably, right? It also really impacts people because Charlie Kirk had such a strong relationship through his social media channels and in media with particularly young people. People are going to feel that this personally affects them in a way. They have been perhaps watching Charlie Kirk, whether they liked him or not, engaging with him. He has influenced a lot of young people, and because they feel they have that parasocial relationship with him, people are going to feel this very deeply. And so it strikes a lot of chords. It does not bode well in any sense, and is an absolute tragedy that every American, regardless of what you thought of the person, of the victim here, is really going to feel very deeply.
Speaking on that social media, there has been a lot of discourse back and forth, just response in the media. What do you think that says about the ethical media we have going on today, about the ethics?
Well, let's look at the media landscape we're living in the current year right now. We're no longer at a time where there are gatekeepers that can shield the public from horrific images such as what we saw in this tragic shooting. In the past, perhaps a news director would say, look, we're not going to show a video of this happening, we're not going to show an image. But now with social media, where so many people in that crowd had a camera and there were cameras on this engagement, people are going to share that regardless, and people are going to see that. And that includes people that don't willingly look at it. The way we consume media in 2025 is through often scrolling. And people are going to see this and internalize these images in a very deep way that they might not have in prior generations. And so people are going to experience this news not in an abstract, detached way, but in a really personal way. And that's going to impact the way people think about it, the way they remember it, and the way they respond moving forward.
Lastly, today is 9/11. I wasn't born, but my generation and myself, we know how deeply it impacted the country. What do you remember about that day? Where were you?
Yeah, I was in high school. I actually experienced 9/11 through the radio for the first time. Just turning on the radio, I was getting ready for school and heard something very dire and tragic had happened, and then we understood the story unfolding. We experienced that day, many people, those of us who were not in the area in New York City, live on television. Remember, the first tower, they came down live, and we saw the second one hit live, those kinds of things. It was the first time anyone had seen something like that. But again, 2001 was a very different media time where there were gatekeepers. There was a lot we did not see at that time because people ethically thought, we don't want to show victims in close-up distress. And you compare that to today in 2025, how a Gen Z student is going to experience this tragic shooting of Charlie Kirk in a very visceral, different way than a Gen X or millennial experienced 9/11 versus a baby boomer who experienced the assassination of John F. Kennedy. Videos, of course, came out later, but now we're seeing this live in real time. It's a real a social media kind of way of covering it. And, media shapes the message. Media, you could say, is the message, right? And so we're going to experience these tragic events in different ways, and it's going to shape how we recall them. But obviously, with the nation in mourning right now for the memorial of 9/11 and then adding on all of these other tragedies that have occurred, this is a very difficult week for distinct communities, but certainly a difficult week collectively for all of us as Americans.
Thank you so much, Chris.
Thank you.
As we mentioned, President Trump ordered flags to be flown at half-staff after the horrific act in Utah. In fact, a supporter of Charlie Kirk appeared at the White House on Wednesday, holding signs in honor of the fallen political activist. There are many signs around America to recognize Charlie Kirk, like this one, a Yankee Stadium before a game for the New York baseball team. The Yankees also reported that President Trump is scheduled to be at Yankee Stadium on Thursday night for a ceremony for 9/11. If recent events have impacted you, please know that you're not alone. App State University's Counseling Center is here to support you with free and confidential services for all students. Whether you need immediate crisis support or simply someone to talk to, walk-in hours and additional resources are available. The Counseling Center is committed to giving support to anyone on campus that may need it. 2 students are in critical condition as of Thursday morning, and 1 student dead after a high school in suburban Colorado was attacked by a gunman on Wednesday. The shooter was a student at the school who opened fire midday before taking his own life, according to authorities. More than 100 police officers rushed to the scene to help. Jefferson County Sheriff spokesperson Jackie Kelly said no shots were fired by police officers. Former Appalachian State football head coach and player Sean Clark has been hospitalized after a medical emergency on Tuesday. While no indication is given at the time as to what happened to Coach Clark, as of Wednesday night he was listed in stable condition. Clark coached at Appalachian State for 5 years and played on the offensive line for 4. He is in his first season as the offensive line coach for University of Central Florida. We wish Coach Clark well as we are thinking about him and his family at this time. As a student reporter, covering hard news isn't easy or fun, but stories like Charlie Kirk's death, the Evergreen High School shooting, and remembering 9/11, well, they matter. These stories keep people informed, honor the impact on communities, and hold people accountable. It's tough, but this is why journalism is so important, to tell the truth and keep everyone informed on real, hard news. We thank you for watching today. Our hope is that you are now more informed. Please continue to follow us on social media for more information. Stay safe, everyone.